Well, I wanted to ask both of you to start with. The film has sort of several different tones, kind of is comedic in some parts and then very dramatic. So I wanted to ask you as a director, sort of balancing those tones, and then Dennis, for you as an actor, really navigating those tones, comedic and dramatic, in your character.
I had done a little bit of that in my last film, Goodbye Solo, where the main character has a lot of humor to him, but as the movie progresses, it starts to get more and more into dramatic territory and almost tragic territory. And I thought that could be done again here, especially because the Dennis Quaid character is a salesman. And so you had an opportunity to have Dennis Quaid acting the part of Henry Whipple, acting the part of the salesman Henry Whipple.
Okay.
And I thought that was a chance to do that and then gradually crack away at the character and try to see what was really inside Dennis Quaid's character there.
Well, for one thing, I'm glad you actually had a few laughs in this film.
Yeah.
Because it does break it up, because it does get into some tragic territory in this. And the humor in the film, I think, comes out of character, comes from character, and rather than trying to be humorous for humor's sake.
Yeah, I saw the film, the last 10 minutes of film in San Francisco recently with Dennis.
That's not funny at all, the last 10 minutes.
I tell you, though, it is not. But interestingly, there's a scene in the very end, which is a very tough moment in the film, and this chiropractor is cracking Dennis's back in the Customer Appreciation Day, and the audience went from this to chuckling, and then they quickly got very serious again. And I like that because that happens in real life. I mean, you're in the middle of a tragic situation, and suddenly something makes you laugh, and then you suddenly realize you're in a tragic situation. And I think that's the way life is.
And do you think that's because the audience got to know Henry at the beginning and got to see him as this funny guy and really got to like the character, and then had that sort of feeling at the end when things are a little bit more serious? Do you think it kind of came out of that?
Yeah, I mean, because by the end, you almost have to remember, my God, he was such a different person in the beginning than he is now. In the beginning, he seems to be totally unaware of what's really important in his life and who he really wants to be potentially deep down. And in the end, he's figured those things out, but it's almost too late.
Right.
He's been trapped by the end by the very unexpected things that begin to happen in the film.
I loved Zac Efron's performance in the film,
yeah.
And I think that he's a great actor. Not a good actor, but a great actor.
I completely agree.
Yeah, tell me about working with him.
Completely agree with you that Zac is a great actor. It reminds me of James Dean in a way, and he's so dedicated, and he's learned his craft. And I know he's known from the Disney guy and being a heartthrob, but he's so devoted to the craft of acting, and he made me better working with him. He can say so much in silence, which is very difficult to do.
Well, you started off very young as an actor as well. Was there any sort of advice, or
I didn't have to give.
You have
Zac
to give him any.
any.
He's got it. Zac knows what he's doing.
He's handling it a lot better than I did.
But he's such a. I was amazed by him also, and struck by him when we first met, how much he understood the character very quickly. But he's a very polite and humble young man. He doesn't have a big head at all. And Dennis says that, and he's right. Zac knew what he was doing, but Zac did look up to Dennis, and he had grown up loving him in movies. And I did see them talking sometimes, and I think Dennis was being humble a little bit too right now. But Zac does look up to him, and I thought it was great to watch that happen.
It's great father-son chemistry that you guys had in the film. Yeah. Dennis, of course, you've got Vegas, the TV series, and then have been involved in big-budget films before and a lot of small independent movies. Does the process change for you as an actor depending on the medium that you're in and the size of the film, or is it all just, acting a good character and a good script is a good script?
That's always the only thing that changes is you're working either faster or slower. It's really how much time you spend in your trailer as opposed to being out on the set. Just at any price, we didn't have a lot of money to do this movie, and my trailer was actually the couch of the living room couch of the family that we were shooting on their farm.
Well, great talking to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, great
Thank
to meet
you.